What's up, guys? It's your boy Justin back with another movie review. Today I'm reviewing The Shadow of the Vampire, which is a 2000 horror drama film. I would say it's almost like a black comedy, actually. And the movie's very meta. It's an hour and 32 minutes, directed by Elias Merhige, which I have no idea who this director is. The only other movie I've seen of this guy is Suspect Zero with Ben Kingsley and Aaron Eckhart, I think his name, and Trinity's in the movie. Yeah, this movie stars Willem Dafoe as Max Schreck. You have John Malkovich as Frederick Wilhelm Murnau, Cary Elwes as Fritz Arno Wagner, Udo Kier as Albin Grau, and Eddie Izzard as Gustav van Wangerheim. And this movie is produced by Nicolas Cage and Jeff Levine, which this movie is basically alternative history film, where it's basically like what if on the set of the 1920s film Nosferatu, if the movie was actually shot with a real vampire, right? So that's basically the plot of the movie, where like John Malkovich as Frederick William Murnau, who's the actual director of the Nosferatu. What if he made a deal with a vampire, right, to get him to star in his film, right? Which they even talk about in the beginning of the movie, how they couldn't get to rights to Bram Stoker's Dracula, so they had to change everything. They had to change the names and stuff. So like instead of Nosferatu, the vampire being called Dracula, he's called Count Orlok. Right, which makes me wonder, why is the movie called Nosferatu if the vampire is called Count Orlok? Which I've never seen the original Nosferatu. Which that, for people who don't know, Nosferatu, the original black and white silent film, is actually Nicolas Cage's favorite film, so that's probably why Nicolas Cage produced the film, right? Which it's funny because like before I watched this movie, I saw Con Air, so it's like Con Air was like 5 years before this one, so it's like I wonder if like Nicolas Cage on this set of Con Air went to John Malkovich, like, hey, he's like, how would you like to be in my vampire movie? Oh my god! I saw Con Air. You know the what? That movie's not as bad as people say it is. It's actually a pretty fun action film, right? And debatably better than this fucking movie. Because this movie is kind of it's not boring, but it's like you watch the movie and you're like, okay, when is the action, like, the kills going to happen in the movie, right? And a lot of the kills happen off screen, right? Because Count Orlok, Nosferatu, is a very naughty boy. He's supposed to not kill anybody until like until after the movie's done, and then he can have the star of the film, right? Which Greta, who is a drug addict. There's a scene where she's doing drugs with doing morphine with Cary Elwes character, who was in Bram Stoker's Dracula, the Coppola movie, which is like, oh my god. I just find it, for people who don't know, Nicolas Cage is Francis Ford Coppola's nephew, so it's like, holy fuck. Oh my god, it's like Nicolas Cage tried to do his version of Bram Stoker's Dracula, and it's like, holy fuck. But yeah, there's a great scene where like Cary Elwes as the crazy camera operator, who's also like a pilot, right, is doing morphine with the Greta, and she's just like laughing hysterically on the bed with her tits out. Oh, and everybody's like, what the hell's going on in there? It's like, it's okay. She's having a trip. Oh my god. Yeah. So yeah, the movie is one of those movies where it's almost like the movie is like, I would say, is in the subgenre of hangout horror film, where yeah, nothing really happens until the end of the movie, right? Like with other hangout horror films like Cabin Fever 1, Cabin Fever 2, um, and Texas Chainsaw Massacre, right? uh, yeah, so it's like wow, because it's yeah, like nothing really like happens, and the kills in the movie are not are not great. I imagine like uh, Joe Bob Briggs were to rate this movie, he would be like, good performances, nice pair of titties, but no, where are the kills? There's no kills. Like Eddie, like a bunch. There's like a bunch of side characters that just disappear. Right, they just get killed off screen. Like Eddie Izzard character, who's like a serious actor, but after having like one fucking scene with Max Schreck, is like, uh, is like, loses it and disappears. Right. Yeah. Poor Eddie. Right. Oh my god. But yeah, like I don't know, the movie. It's the thing where it's like, it's a nice film. The performances were good. John Malkovich was great. Um, I feel like they almost should have gone like Kevin Spacey though, because like the director has certain proclivities or what the fuck is the word? Whatever he it's implied that the director may or may not be bisexual. Or something. I don't know, because it's like they implied he had a thing for like Greta, but then they used to have a relationship maybe. But then there's the thing where like he went to like gay bars, which there were gay bars in 1920s Germany, right? Uh, which yeah, you see him go to one, right? And then he picks up a guy a young man at a train station. He's like, are you? Hopefully you're not too pretty to work on a movie set, right? But like, yeah, they don't go into that too much, right? But they would have been perfect for Kevin Spacey. Oh my god, right? But yeah, like the movie, it's the thing where the movie, nice hangout movie. I like the scene where the writer and Udo Kier's character are getting drunk, and they have a drunken conversation with Max Schreck, who everybody, John Malkovich's character just tells everybody, yeah, he's a method actor, okay, which is like, were method actors a thing back in the 20s? I have no idea, right? But yeah, like he's just like, there's this thing where they're getting drunk, and like he just pulls a fucking bat out of the air and bites its head off. It's like, it drinks all the blood. It's like, holy fuck. At that point, like, somebody should have. At that point, like, somebody's like, should have been like, what the fuck? Oh my god. Yeah, and I love this scene. There's a scene where like Cary Elwes, right? Show flies arrives on set after landing a plane, right? And like he lands the plane near the set, and he's like, which he does a the one problem with the movie is like everybody does like German accents except for John Malkovich, who kind of does a subtle one, but it's more like his actual voice. I don't think he actually did a German accent except for maybe when he said German words. But like Cary Elwes' German accent was pretty funny, and like he just shows up and he's like, "Is the camera loaded? Good, so am I." So it's implied he fucking flew the plane drunk. Right, and like there's a funny scene when he's like filming Nosferatu in his coffin. He's like, I've seen corpses that were 2 weeks old that looked more alive than this guy. So he was one of the best parts of the movie, honestly. Like he was very underrated. Kind of a shame what happened to him. I thought he would have been the badass hero at the end of the movie, which he unfortunately wasn't. Which that sucked. But overall, I enjoyed the movie, but you know, a lot like Zoomers today would fucking find the movie boring. If you're somebody who thought like Blade Runner 2044 or whatever, 2049 was boring, you'll probably find this movie boring. Which I honestly thought they should have been maybe another 20 minutes in the movie and maybe add some like death scene, like actual kills in the movie, right? Instead of doing them like the way they would have in a 1920s fucking film. So yeah, 6.5 out of 10. Worth watching, but you know, it's, you know, if you're somebody who doesn't like slow burn kind of movies, you'll probably find it boring. All right, peace.